reading from Choose Freedom by Virginia Lloyd. And this is Lester Levenson's in his own words. And he's talking about during his awakening process, his enlightenment, if you want to call it that, that happened over a 3-month period of time. And Lester says, "There was a certain greater freedom I felt. It was easier to concentrate because of it, and I began to look more closely at my mind. What is my mind? I asked. What is intelligence? Suddenly a picture flashed of an amusement park bumper car ride. Small round cars each have a flexible pole in the rear which connects to a wire screen spread across the ceiling. The energy to power all the cars comes from this single source, the ceiling, and is transmitted by means of the pole at the rear of each car. The amount of energy is regulated by individual drivers using a foot pedal. To make the ride more interesting, the steering mechanism is constructed to be oversensitive. Therefore, it requires the utmost delicacy of handling to maintain control of the car, because the slightest movement of the wheel sends it careening and the cars are constantly bumping into each other, out of control. And it seems that the more a driver tries to control his car, the more erratic becomes the action." This was a picture of mankind today. We all use the same single intelligence and power taken from above. But most of us are out of control, using the energy to bump into each other. However, I began to see that I could regulate the amount of power and intelligence for my own use and that I could have control of it. I liked that, so I began to dig at it. I began to examine thinking and its relationship to what was happening. And I saw that whatever was happening had a thought behind it at some time prior, and that the reason I had never before related the two was because of the element of time between the thought and the happening. But I did discover that with everything that was happening to me, I'd had a thought of it before it happened, and that if I could grab hold of this concept and find a way to use it, I could consciously predetermine everything that would happen to me. After all, I saw that I was responsible for everything that had happened to me, formerly thinking that the world was abusing me, and I saw that my tremendous effort to make money and then losing it was due only to my thinking that I had been always seeking happiness and thought that making money would do it. So whenever the business started to make money and the money did not bring me happiness I wanted, I began to lose interest and the thing collapsed. I had always blamed it on other people and circumstances, not realizing that it was simply my subconscious knowledge that this is not happiness which caused me to lose interest, and that in turn caused the business to collapse. This was a tremendous piece of freedom, to think that I am not a victim of this world, that it lies within my power to arrange the world the way I want it to be, that rather than being an effect of it, I can now be in control of it and arrange it the way I would like it to be. That was a tremendous realization, a tremendous feeling of freedom. Discovering that my happiness equated to my loving, and that my thinking was the cause of things happening to me in my life, gave me more and more freedom. Freedom from the subconscious compulsions that I had to work, I had to make money, I had to have girlfriends. Freedom in the feeling that I was now able to determine my destiny. I was now able to control my world, lightened my internal burden so strongly that I felt there was no need for me to have to do anything. Plus, this happiness was so great. It was a new experience for me. I was experiencing a joy that I never knew existed, never dreamed could be. So I decided, this is so great, I'm not going to stop until I carry it all the way. I had no idea how far it could go. I had no idea how joyous a person could be, but I was determined to find out. And that's Lester Levenson talking in Virginia Lloyd's book, Choose Freedom. Until next time, peace and blessings.